Hello friends, welcome to my channel Indian Code Guru. In today's video we can learn about VB.NET data types. But first of all, if you are new in my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Let's begin. First we can understand what is data types. Data types specify the kind of data that a variable can hold. Each data type has a specific range of values and operations that can be performed on it. Here are some of the common data types in VB.NET. Our first data types is integer data type. Integer data type is used for store non-decimal values on the variable. The integer can divide into two categories, which is also called type modifiers. The first is signed integer, which can hold both negative and positive values. And the second one is unsigned integer, which can hold only positive values. This table shows the detail about signed integer. The table have 4 columns: data type, memory size, default value, and value range. The first signed integer is byte, which can occupy 1 byte, 8 bits of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is -128 through 127, signed. The next signed integer is short, which can occupy 2 bytes, 16 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is -32768 through 32767, signed. The next signed integer is integer, which can occupy 4 bytes, 32 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is -2,147,483,648 through 2,147,483,647, signed. The next signed integer is long, which can occupy 8 bytes, 64 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 9 to 23,372,036,854,775,808 through 9 to 23,372,036,854,775,807, 9.2, E+18, signed. This table shows the detail about unsized integer. The table have 4 columns: data type, memory size, default value, and value range. The first unsized integer is byte, which can occupy 1 byte, 8 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 0 through 255, unsigned. The next unsized integer is U short, which can occupy 2 bytes, 16 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 0 through 65,535, unsigned. The next unsized integer is U integer, which can occupy 4 bytes, 32 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 0 through 4,294,967,295, unsigned. The next unsized integer is U long, which can occupy 8 bytes, 64 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 0 through 18,446,744,073,709,551,615, 1.8, E+19, unsigned. The second data types is floating data types. Floating data type is used for store decimal values on the variable. Floating data type is divided into 3 parts: float, single, and decimal. This table shows the detail about floating data types. The table have 4 columns: data type, memory size, default value, and value range. The first floating data type is single, which can occupy 4 byte, 32 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range is 3.40 to 8 to 35 E+38 through 1.401 to 98045 for negative values. 1.401 to 98045 through 3.40 to 8 to 35e plus 38 for positive values. The next floating data type is double, which can occupy 8 bytes, 64 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range 1.7976931348 to 31570e plus 308 through 4.94065645841 to 46544e324 for negative values. 4.94065645841 to 46544e324 through 1.7976931348 to 31570e plus 308 for positive values. The next floating data type is decimal, which can occupy 16 bytes, 128 bits, of memory. The default value is 0. The data range 0 through plus 79, to 28, 162, 514, to 64, 337, 593, 543, 950, 335, plus 7.9, e plus 28, with no decimal point. 0 through plus 7.9 to 2816 to 514 to 64337593543950335 with 28 places to the right of the decimal. Smallest non-zero number is plus 0.00000000000000000000001 plus 1e28. The third data types is character data types. Character data type is used for whole single unsigned Unicode character value on the variable. Character can hold alphabet A to Z, numbers 0 to 9. Special symbol. It occupies 2 bytes of memory. The default value of char is a character with a code point of 0. The fourth data types is Boolean data type. Holds values that can be only true or false. The keywords true and false correspond to the two states of Boolean variables. The default value of Boolean is false. The memory size depends on implementing platform. The fifth data types is date data type. Holds date, date time and time only values. The default value of date is midnight, on 1st January, 0001. Occupied 8 bytes of memory. Dates ranging from 1st January of the year 0001 through 31st December of the year 9999, and times from 12 a.m., midnight, through 11:59, 59.9999999 p.m. You must enclose a date literal within number signs, ##. You must specify the date value in the format MD_YYYY, for example #531/1993#, or YYYYMMDD, for example #1993-5-31#. You can use slashes when specifying the year first. This requirement is independent of your local and your computer's date and time format settings. The sixth is data type is string data type. String is collection of character. The memory size depends on implementing platform. The default value is nothing, null reference. A string can contain from 0 to approximately 2 billion to 31 Unicode characters. String values always write within the quotation marks. The seventh data type is object data type. Hold memory address that refer to object. You can assign any reference type, string, array, class, or interface, to an object variable. An object variable can also refer to data of any value type, numeric, Boolean, char, date, structure, or enumeration. Use object when you do not know at compile time what data type the variable might point to. The default value of object is nothing, a null reference. Memory occupied by object 4 bytes on 32-bit platform and 8 bytes on 64-bit platform.